fault with the people because there's sort of a self-enforcing Sharia in the media. I mean, under Islam, you cannot defame or insult Islam. You can't slander Islam. And slander is not the Western idea of slander. It's anything that, whether it's true or not, is insulting, let's say, to a Muslim. And so the media will not run the Danish cartoons. You know, Comedy Central can't say Muhammad. They bleeped it out. They put Muhammad in a Huggy Bear costume. You know, not allowed to do that. So it's the media who's deceiving the people. You're only as good as the information that you get. You're only as good as what you know. And, it's like, I think the American people are waking up to the fact that they're like Helen Keller and selling the furniture. Because there is a stealth jihad. There's an academic jihad where the history books, Middle Eastern studies has been, completely rewritten. There is a legal jihad. People like me are sued to shut us up. I'm involved in more than one lawsuit, but one is this $10 million lawsuit against me by Rivka Barry, the Christian convert I was from, by her lawyer, by her parents' lawyer. There is a cultural jihad, there's an economic jihad, and this is a war in the information battle space. And this is a war of ideas. And the media is the biggest weapon that our enemy has in their arsenal. And that's why what you're doing is so important. And what I do is so important because we are providing real news. I mean, the media has completely abdicated its role in the dissemination of news and information. They're no longer news gathering outfits. What they are propaganda arms. They're activists for the uber left. And the uber left, there is a leftist Islamic alliance. There is no way the stealth jihad could have advanced on the college campuses, in the government, in societal institutions, without the aiding and abetting of the left. This movie serves to show the American people who were, by large majority, against the Ground Zero Mosque. But they get to see the story arc, how it became a story without the mainstream media, because they wouldn't cover it.
Right.
They wouldn't cover it. But when they couldn't ignore it, and they did start covering it, how their job was to reshape the narrative. And that's what this movie's about.
What do you think now that we've pretty much, we have eliminated Obama, do you think that Americans are going to go back to this pre-9/11 mentality and unfortunately, like Bob Beckles said, we need get over it. You think that's?
Well, I think you can avoid reality, but you cannot avoid the consequences of avoiding reality. They can go back to whatever they want, but the jihad is galloping, and we're thwarting attacks on at least a bi-monthly basis. That I'm talking about in this country. There are daily jihadi attacks across the world. The slaughter of Indonesians, the slaughter of Christians in Egypt, in Thailand, in Ethiopia, in Eritrea. I mean, there's conspiracy theory and there's conspiracy fact, okay? And the global jihad is a conspiracy fact.
A lot of the stuff that are thwarted here in the U.S. has to do with the infamous Patriot Act that most liberals hate.
Yeah, they hate it. I mean, but the fact of the matter is, and they want to use it against patriots, interestingly enough. But look, the Fort Hood jihadi, the Times Square bomber, last week they found a couple of jihadis wanted to blow up major New York City synagogues. A month or so ago, there was a Muslim found with weapons of mass destruction who was going to blow up George Bush's house. I mean, it's endless. The jihad against the New York City Zazi, I call him Zazi the Nazi, who was going to blow up the subway system. I don't know how people, there's a disconnect. There's a disconnect between reality and perception. But I think it's almost impossible to believe that we're going to escape and get it right every time. I just think that's wishful thinking to a suicidal degree.
And so would it be fair to ask you, how do you think President Obama is? Do you think he leans or sympathizes more towards the Muslim community, or is he being fair in that regard?
I think Obama is notoriously Islamophilic. I mean, look, he grew up in a Muslim country. He grew up in Indonesia from the ages of 6 to 11 or 12. He studied Quran. He studied Islam. He clearly favors Islam exclusively.
Practiced it to his late 20s or 30s.
Listen, people say, oh, you think he's a Sikh Muslim? Frankly, I don't care whether he is or he isn't. My question is, and the question is, what would he be doing differently if he was? Nothing. 212, man. 212.
Yeah.
We got, yeah. Really, the Republican slogan should be, 212 should be anybody but Obama. Seriously, that's how bad it is.